Hello once again, welcome to the chassis series. I'm here with the Night Gyr. This is the B variant. Now the Night Gyr B is a pure sniping build, and right from the off it's probably the weakest in terms of hardpoints in MechWarrior Online compared to other Night Gyrs. It has absolutely no other hardpoints other than its quad ballistics, so unless you're comfortable with coming up with a build within reasonably quite a lot of weight to play with, a 75 ton, it is a mech that does struggle in the world of MechWarrior Online's meta and a particular style of play. Now, it comes stock with 2 Gauss rifles and 2 LB2s. The major downside of this is that even with skills, neither weapon system have enough ammunition to keep them firing for the entire match, unless you have a particularly aggressive team that can make sure that enemies are being opened up and you can take your time with your shots and pick your shots. Otherwise, you're going to find that the Gauss ammo will run out quickly and the LB2 ammo just isn't enough to keep up that level of sustained fire. Obviously, it's fantastic for heat management, doesn't overheat at all basically, and it does allow you to mess around with the armor values enough maybe to squeeze in a bit more extra ammunition, but honestly, it's probably the weakest one. Despite saying this, I do actually have a decent round in it, but as I said, that's mainly because in situations where you have a decent team who are going to push and keep the enemy on the back foot, or at least distracted, so you can deliver some of that high energy, or high damage, sorry, with the Gauss rifles. There's not really much it can do to defend itself if a coordinated pack of light mechs get to you, or even a medium and such. You might be able to do a decent amount of damage, but you will eventually be burnt down a lot quicker, and as I said, due to the ammunition constraints, it does have a lot of drawbacks. That said, I'm sure custom builds for this thing can work a treat. Multiple UACs, for instance, LBs, that kind of thing might be able to do it a bit more justice, like quad LB5s or that kind of thing. The ballistics are spread between the arms and the side torsos, and you can get, as I said, a fair amount of ammunition there if you all take a single weapon system, which is definitely the way to go about it with the Bravo. It's not a bad build. As I said, if you dropped out the LB2s, for instance, and just whacked in more ammunition for the Gauss rifles, and possibly, I don't know, replaced the LBs with heavy machine guns or something that at least give you something close up, you do have options there. The switch around of it, though, is that since it has the 4 ballistics, if you are trying to add more ballistics to others, this is the one to look at least for arm ballistics or side torso mounted ballistics, if you want to increase either of them. But honestly, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I wouldn't recommend it compared to some of the other Night Gyrs available. I'd say this is probably the weakest on offer out of the lot. It's good though, it's there because it's so different. It is a very different style of play. So I like the fact that PGI included the Bravo for that reason. It does have its jump jets as well, so it still has some maneuverability there. Possibly, if you could, removing the jump jets would definitely help a lot actually with this version, as it doesn't really need them. While the Night Gyr A and the Prime and the C and the D generally outperform the Bravo in many cases. Also, forgive the terrible aim on my part with regards to Gauss rifles. I always suck with those things. I never seem to have particularly competent sort of consecutive rounds using Gauss rifles. Sometimes I'm really good with them, and I can hit light mechs and no problem, and other times I think what I do is I charge and then I move the mouse slightly before I fire, trying to counter some non-existent recoil, and yeah, so I end up sort of pulling a little bit, and the reticle will fire just over a mech, so usually I end up using Gauss rifles better at medium to short ranges, which is not what they're supposed to be there for, obviously. That said, I do like the fact that this has LB2s, because not many mechs come with LB2s, and it's fun. I like the rapid fire nature of the 2 ballistics setups. I like UAC 2s, AC2s, LB2s, just because you don't do a lot of damage, but the rate of fire is great. I think you have a great psychological effect on an opponent, and just being able to just constantly hold the trigger down and not worry too much about your heat build-up is very, very good. I do like weapon systems like that. But yeah, this round is winding up. There's not a hell of a lot left to this one. As you can probably tell from the score at this point, it is turning into a victoire for my team. and as I said, most of it I was left alone. I think I take a bit of damage near the end when yeah, there we go, someone starts to take notice of me, but I think it's a bit late at that time, and I'm just allowed to just pick and choose my targets, and then we get to pretty much the end of the round. So once again, I'll leave you with that. Thank you all for watching, have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Target acquired. Gauss 25%. New target acquired. Target destroyed. New target acquired. Right leg critical damage. Gauss ammo depleted. Target destroyed.